Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to Limitless Gaming Esports for another round in RTG. Of course, on Wednesday for this third round here at Hungary at the Hogaro Ring. Of course, 14 corners around this circuit, 2 DRS zones. It's 4.3 kilometers in length, 2.6 miles in length. It's been around since 1986. And it's the second longest continual circuit on the Formula One calendar to date. The only one that beats that is Monza in Italy. So, getting on to the standings, we've got Paul Jones leading the championship, winning, of course, last week, and then Short Marcus following behind him. He was on the podium last week as well. Chuck is in third. Ginge is in fourth, and Josh McGill is in fifth. The Ferraris are leading with 57 points, and the Williams are on 55 points, close pass between them, and closely followed again by the Alpha Tauris in third with 48 points. If you want to see more of that, you can see it on your screen right now if you're watching the highlights video, but if not, check out the moments of the week from last week, and the standings that are up to date now will be on there. We've got 19 drivers this evening for this full qualifying format. Of course, we'll lose the bottom 4 and then the bottom 5 in Q2, and then we'll have the shootout for the top 10. Well, we've got a Williams out on track already, Lee.
Eeuw there, and yeah, I think it's Cameron that's out first, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we've got Phil after that. Short Marcus is also out on the circuit. We'll stick with Cameron in that Williams. Currently lying 13th in the championship. Short Marcus was the driver last time we were here in season 10 to win the race, and Chuckle got the pole on that evening, on a Sunday evening where it was back then, before we changed to a Wednesday. But we'll just wait to see what Cameron can achieve on his first flying lap, and the first flying lap of the evening. As he makes his way through turn 1. Looking like he had a bit of a wiggle on the exit, just getting the car straightened up for turn 2, is then closely followed by turn 3. As we make our way through the kink of turn 4 and then through turn 5, which is a real white-knuckled corner. It really is. It's a seriously fast corner as we go into the chicane, which is tricky to get right. And as I say, Lee, this track is Monaco without the walls.
Yeah, I would say it is quite like that. It's quite twisty and turny, and yeah, it's not exactly a fast circuit from the start finish straight. But yeah, I do quite enjoy this track here, to be honest. It's quite a fun up-down sort of roller coaster.
One of your wins, this place.
Yeah. That was
a long time ago. So Phil goes on to the top spot with a 1:17.1. And who is up next? I think it's Short Marcus. And now I found out, Lee, on Monday why the drivers come out on the inters and the wets. I found it out. We don't have to do any guessing anymore.
Why is that?
There is an intermediate wet tyre qualifying championship going on between the drivers. I'm going to have to know the figures. But in Q1, they all do a lap on either the inter or the wet, and whoever's on top after that one lap wins that little inter qualifying championship thing that's going on. I like the idea, don't get me wrong. I actually quite like it. As Bugatti crosses the line. Of course, I don't know if they do it. It might be an indication when we have wet weather races, because I feel like they wouldn't do it. But yeah,
They'll
some of the
maybe
lads.
go out on the. They'll maybe end up going out in the. If it's wet all weekend, going out in the dries and trying it that way.
Yeah. Yeah, there should be a reverse championship as well. As Chuckle makes his round the final corner in the Intermediate Drivers' Championship and beats Proddy by 0.3 of a second. So I think he's the. Yeah, so Proddy's on the Inters as well. Sean Marcus was on the wets. Matty was on the Inters as well.
So Juggles won in Hungary then, in that sense.
I said I don't know if I did say this or if I thought it on Monday when I was in the chat with the lads, some of the lads racing on Monday, that we should potentially do it if there's only like 16, 17 drivers, so 2 are going out. There should be a select 5 who go on the intermediate for the whole part of Q1.
Oh, that'd be chaos.
Or just do intermediate qualifying for one race. I think we all want to see that, don't we? I think we do.
That would be fun.
As Matty now dives into the pits. They don't do it on Monday because it's a short qualifying session. You've only got 18 minutes, so not a huge amount of time to have this, whatever you want to call it. I was trying to think of a word, but there's not really a word for it. Nonsense springs to mind. But yeah, they don't do it on a Monday because it's only 18 minutes. But they do it for us on a Wednesday and a Thursday. Of course, having the 2 full qualifying sessions, they've got about 8 or 10 minutes they can waste in the first part of qualifying.
Yeah, there's and then also save a bit of time, soft, for later on in qualifying as well, and get to set a delta at least. So there is a few benefits of fake Scouser there going into turn 4, just getting a bit much on the curb on entry and messed up his line.
Fake Scouser, who I've not actually seen before. Lee. Is this a new driver?
I think so. I've not seen him before.
Yeah, I don't think I have either. We've commentated on a lot of races between the two of us in RTG over the past sort of, now 3 or 4 seasons now, actually. It's been quite a long time. And he goes 8th fastest with a 118.4, so quite a way off the time of Josh McGill. Just watching RTG Lee going through turn 3. It's one of the only places on the circuit where you can have some side-by-side battles from turn 1, sort of turn 3, maybe up to turn 4, but you don't, unless you've got the inside line for turn 4, you don't really want to be trying it. You have to be really super committed there as we go into this really twisty middle part of the lap, which will take a lot out of the tyre, especially this left-hander here that's flat, and this right-hander as well, also very, very quick. Watch out for drivers going wide there at that corner, which is turn number 11, because I know people do it. I've done it. As he makes his way around the final corner of turn 14, goes 7th fastest with a 17.5. Are you there, Lee?
Yes, sorry. I'm just seeing Dan. He's just started a lap there. He's just coming around turn 3 now on his way up to turn 4. Corner that I do particularly like. It's just a pretty much flat out corner, just blind.
So have you got a favourite corner here, Lee?
Turn 4, I'd say.
Oh, he's through turn 11. Dan has invalidated his lap time.
That is a bit unfortunate. I think Chuck. Yep, Chuck's going to be the next one to settle up, but he's just coming around turn 12 now. Trying to keep it in as tight as he can, coming around the final corner now. And he puts it in fifth with a 1:17.0.
And then we've got Robbo coming across the line as well. And goes fastest with a 1:15.9.
And Bugatti is round at turn 6 and 7.
And lost his front wing for good measure as well. And Dan, he looks like he's going again. Not got a lot of juice left in that battery. But he's really trying it. This way invalidated at turn 11 as Bugatti gets off the circuit on the exit of turn 11 as we dive down into turn 12. Don't use that left-hand curb too much. It really isn't your friend when you go too wide through turn 12. And as we're out of turn 13 already, and then through turn 14, the tyres screaming at this point with a bit of understeer as he crosses the line to set a banker. And a pretty good banker with a 1:16.5 without a full charge in his battery.
It's actually quite decent there, of course. I would say the fuel being a bit lighter will sort of compensate for that, I would say. As you've seen, he's light is flashing away now, so he's going to have to jump into the pits. Prodigy up 1.3 seconds on his intermediate time anyway. So of course we've had 13 representative times so far. The only driver in the 118s is Cameron, but we're seeing Proddy on a faster attempt as he makes his way through turn 12 and then goes through turn 13, but took too much of the curb on the entry and was sliding all through the apex as he now is much more tidy through turn 14. What's he going to set? He still goes third fastest. No, I didn't notice. In sector 2, he was the quickest. I'll have a wee look and see what he was for. He was 27.3 in the first sector.
So we've got Tyler John starting his first attempt, and unless he's got some fuel on board and has a real slow cool down lap between his two hot laps, this will be his final run with the time left on the clock. As he goes through and up towards turn 4 and turn 5, also a very tricky corner. The car always wants to run wide there, and you really don't want it to run wide as he takes that chicane beautifully and then goes through the left right-hander, and then through the fast left-hander at turn 10, and then he'll go down the hill and then hit the brakes for turn 12. This is looking like a very good lap, Lee.
Yeah, I've been sitting on board with him. It does look like he's just coming into the final corner now. targeting that apex as tight as possible, running it out wide the turret, put it in third place with a 1:16.273. So I think it's pretty much guaranteed that he's going to be getting through to the next stage of qualifying.
Yeah, pretty much. And we've only had one driver now not set a time. Still got 3 of them, though, that have not set a new fastest time after their intermediate challenge. I think that's the name, Lee. The intermediate challenge. We're going to have to take note. I'm going to have to look back on the qualifying in Q1 from Wednesdays and Thursdays.
I've seen Cameron there in the Williams. He just went and ran the car out proper wide there on the final corner.
Yeah, probably to get the best. He's got
no, like off track. I mean,
yeah, he should be. He's got enough time here. He's got enough time to do a cool down lap. But
has he got the fuel?
Yes. Yes is the answer to that question. Or Chuckle has invalidated his lap, but I think he invalidated it early, Lee. He's still got around 80%. Yeah, 80%. So I think that's about what you need, isn't it? About 75, 80%, and you can do a pretty decent time with that. He doesn't ever use the 400.
No, I think that's plenty. He's running out wide.
And Matty Jones only goes 13th.
Ooh.
And we've got Lee as well, starting his next attempt. Now Cameron is in the pits. I think he's out of qualifying. We've had Mr. GFX FX lad not come out the pits, and unless he's at the end of the pit lane, which, looking at the track map, he's still in his garage. And actually looking at the picture, because he's a Red Bull, you can see him on the right hand side of the garage. Hasn't made an attempt.
So he's going to be out of qualifying. He won't be moving on soon.
So there's only going to be 2 of them out, and 2 of them at the drop zone at the moment, Lee, are 2 that were on those intermediate tyres at the start of the session. So if either of them invalidate now, they're not going to be participating in qualifying any longer, as Chuckle makes his way through the left-hander of the penultimate corner, and now turns right-handed into the final corner. As I said, the tyres really don't like it in qualifying around this circuit. Goes 7th. He's absolutely fine. So Chuckle is he's absolutely fine. Short Marcus, however, is still in danger as he makes his way around the final corner. Goes 9th fastest. That drops Matty Jones into a precarious position at the moment. RTG Lee is out of qualifying, and he is out because he's invalidated his lap time.
Oh, and Cameron Sims has just came out there, which I didn't even see really, but goes Nexa.
I think Nexa is going again where he doesn't need to. And this is what I was saying last week, Lee, in USA. Not having a proper race engineer to give you this information, because if this was real life, this lap wouldn't be happening right now.
Yeah, exactly, and it's just due to the fault of...
You've got 2 Williams ahead of you. Oh, and anyway, there you go. It's over. The Williams of... Oh, yeah, it was Cameron, because he came out the pits, didn't he? Came out the pits right at the end, so the AI took control. But I Nexus through anyway, so I'm sure there won't be a report about that. Sketchy though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that pit lane on Monday, Lee. Interesting.
What, the car?
Yeah, you'll like it.
Really?
It's very wide and long.
I did notice it when I was going in, like, I was on board with someone as they were going into the pits, and it looked like it was, like, wide at the right-hand side.
Yes, it is.
Like, so if you're a Red Bull, it looked like you could just literally just get to the right-hand side and just drive straight, pretty much.
Yeah.
I was like, huh? But yeah, it does look nice, like. So, well, folks, that is the end of the first of 3 qualifying sessions. So, folks that are going through will be Robbo, who was the fastest in Q1 with a 1:15.9, the only person in the 1:15s. Josh McGill was in second, Tyler third, Prodigy fourth, Koyax Gamer in fifth, Dan sixth, Chuckle seventh, eighth with Ake, Marcus in ninth, and it was Tigeman, Chuck, Nixa, Phil, Bugatti, and Matty Jones. Lee Craig just missing out there at Fake Scouser there in 17th, coming in 18th, and Mr. GFX lad not getting a time in. So, moving on to the second of 3 qualifying sessions, where it'll be a 15-minute session, and bottom 5 will be getting knocked out.
As we now get underway with that clock now ticking. So, did you watch the Hungarian Grand Prix on Sunday, Lee?
Yeah.
I watched about 10 minutes and got very bored.
Yeah. It was kind of boring.
It was boring.
The battle for second was good.
Yeah, it was alright. So next, the only highlight for me is Lewis has got 9 pole positions. It's funny as well because Jack actually watched the full qualifying. As I said, my friend's helping me edit videos, and he decided then to watch the qualifying on Sunday. And he'd known from knowing me for years that Hamilton had been, dominating for years, and he said he just sent me a message like the first time I watched a qualifying session.
Oh my god. If you just no watch it again then, please. Yeah, I'm going to say it was. As much as I'm not a fan of Hamilton, I'm glad it was somebody different.
Yeah, I think everyone thought that.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie, because
it was exciting, wasn't it?
It was just so annoying. And as well, with it only being what was it, 3 thousandths of a second?
Yeah, it was close.
Something like that, so.
Yeah. It's just a shame he got a bad start, because I was hoping he was going to be able to put up a fight for a little bit, but I thought Max was going to win, don't get me wrong.
But McLaren stole the start when they had.
Yeah, they're good. McLaren's good. Anyway, we've broken our rule, Lee. We used to talk about this in Q1 and we haven't. As Inexa has started his first attempt. He makes his way into turn 1, just missing that red and white curb of the apex, trying to get a better launch out of this corner for the second DRS zone, or actually first DRS zone. The other one starts before the start finish. So there's only one detection point here as well. So if you pass into turn 1, you'll get it again. There's a bit of a boost to. Say again.
There's a bit. I forgot about that. It's like Mexico, is it? And,
Canada's another one. Is it Canada? I think Canada's another one.
Yeah.
I don't like them, to be honest. That was close.
Alpine and Josh McGill there, I think it was.
No, it was Williams Short Marcus, I think.
Was it?
Yeah.
My mistake then.
As he makes sure he gets out of the way of the Mercedes, following close behind. But he's also on an outlap because we've only got one Mercedes remaining. And then we've got this Aston Martin holding up Inexa going through the final corner. He's not going to be best pleased about that. And sets the benchmark of 1:17.7. And is he going to do a bit of a... I thought he was going to do a bit of a Max Verstappen there, Lee, and then block his lap in. It's a bit of a gesture of goodwill.
I'm not gonna lie, seeing that, I was like, oh my god, how petty.
Oh, what? Max Verstappen?
Yeah.
Why didn't he get a penalty for that?
Exactly.
As did Lewis get a penalty or not?
No, but he should have as well, to be honest. Both of them should have.
But if one of them deserved it more than the other, it was like blatant, like, you held me up. As Josh McGill starts his first attempt, of course, taking pole in the first race in Canada. Is he going to be able to do it again? Of course, you've got to wait for another session before he can think about that pole position. He's got to get through into the top 10 before then, as he makes his way through turn 4. And Robbo sets a very quick time, really being the benchmark this evening.
Yeah, he went even quicker than in his time in Q1 by about 2 tenths, putting in a 1:15.7 there. Nicely done there from the McLaren driver.
And what was the sector 2 time for Robbo, Lee?
We shall have a wee quick peek there.
As we've got a 54.5 for Josh McGill in that middle sector as he makes his way around the final 2 corners. Is Lee going to get it in time?
Right, well, he got in sector 2, 26.7.
We didn't see that. We saw the total of it. It was a 1:16.3 for Josh McGill. Robbo, I think he's got that that McLaren upgrade lead. What's his teammate going to do? Siegeman, as he makes his way around the final corner, goes 9th fastest.
Well, it seems like only one of the McLarens has got the upgrades for now. I think we might need to wait a couple of races for more parts to be developed. But I think I see...
No upgrades were harmed in the making of this live stream.
So Inex is just coming out the pits there. He'll be determined to get out the drop zone there. Mr. GFX lad let him out there, so whether it's disconnected or something happened, he'll
So I think we're just waiting on Inexa, aren't we, to set to start his lap, should I say, his next lap. I think he'd have time for another one as well. What we've got left on the board, yeah, plenty. So we've got just under 8 minutes left in this second part of qualifying.
Yeah, he's got plenty of time to get a lap in and get back out again.
It's whether he's got the tyres, well, that he can afford to lose, I suppose.
Yeah, true. Sometimes it would be better to just use the tyres that I've got there, that I've got on, and just use them again in this qualifying session. And just save the set for the race or the next qualifying session. Now I'm noticing with him that he's been a bit tentative to be using the curbs a bit.
And what time is he going to set? It's faster, 7/10 faster, but it's a 1:17.081.
Up next is Phil in the Haas. Just coming around the final corner now. He's kept it hugged in quite tightly there. But not good enough there. No one just to get 11 turns to 116.8.
And what's his teammate going to do? Goes 4 fastest. He showed some pace on Monday League, and it's looking like he's doing the same again. He's starting to get a handle of this new game.
Yep. He certainly is. Getting a 4th position there, so who's going to be next? We've seen Koyak's Gamer coming out. He's just the way to start. Oh, Prodigy is just the way to start a lap now in Aston Martin.
I'm surprised that Proddy's going again already, Lee.
I mean, yeah, same. I mean, unless he's just wanting to try and get some proper clean air. And
yeah, maybe potentially
sure
actually.
Yeah, just make sure he's not going to be hindered on his lap. But then again, he is in P2 right now, so he's not got anything to worry about with that 115.9, I would say. Unless this is just the old tyres he's on. So. No, it's a fresh set. Interesting.
So he did go faster, but not by much.
And noticed he had a little bit of a problem going in turn 13 there. He just, I think he turned it in just a little bit too much on entry, had to readjust. I've seen Taylor there getting 116 flat. Nicely done that.
Certainly has. And Matty Jones just negotiating turn 5. Looks like he's come out with a good deal as he makes his way through the left-right chicane, and then another sequence of right-left and flat-out corners and very quick right-hander here in turn 11, and go down the hill and just makes his way into turn 11. Takes a lot of apex curb there, and this corner getting a lot of understeer, and really is a hub for understeer, that corner, and around the final corner, and just getting tucked in a late apex as he makes his way across the line to start his first attempt. But when he was building up the understeer, it looked crazy as he makes his way through turn number 2. Got anyone else on a lap? Got Koik's Gamer who set a lap by the looks of things.
Yeah, putting a 116.077. Seeing Shuffle just coming through. The end of sector 3 now. Into the penultimate corner, coming through nicely. Getting it nice and tight to that barrier of the pit wall there, and puts it in 5th there with a 116.2 there. Matty Jones is up next. He has just navigated there, the penultimate corner into the final one, nicely done. The time is Aston Martin going to put on the board 116.3. He's 7th, nice and done.
Short markers going again. Some drivers haven't even come out of the pits again. I'm quite surprised. I'm not surprised with Robbo potentially not coming out of the pits. He's on top at the moment, and I don't think we're going to have a cut-off anywhere near 1:15.7. Cut-offs, didn't talk about it in Q1. 1:16.3, 4, something like that. I think the potential cut-off could be. We've got everyone down in the bottom 5 out on the circuit. Here's Inexa. We followed him for a lot of this Q2 session. He's just made his way through the chicane of 6 and 7 through turn 8, getting nicely on the curb there, using as much of the road as humanly possible, but then goes quite wide through turn 11, doesn't get anywhere close to the apex. I've just scrubbed off a huge amount of speed as he makes his way now to the penultimate corner. These two corners very tricky, especially right at the end of a lap, which is a challenging circuit, challenging lap, and the final two corners more challenging than potentially the last, as he goes faster, but it's not going to be enough. There's only 17 seconds left on the clock. He can try again, but I don't believe he'll have the battery to be able to do so. So who's going to be the driver up first? Aki is in the pit lane. As we're waiting on these drivers, Inexa is also now retired. The checker flag is out. Teachman crosses the line. He's also out with a 1:16.7. Here comes Chuck around the final corner. Usually gets himself into Q3. Is he going to do it again? He does. Goes 5th, just behind his teammates. But short. Marcus is out.
Yeah. I think he knew. Well, he wasn't getting any quicker.
Oh, was that not intentional? Was that intentional?
No. Yeah, I think it was, because, well, he's not getting out to get good time anymore, so...
He was only in the middle part of the lap.
Oh no, he was already going slow earlier on in the lap.
I only just caught the end of it, you see.
Ah. So, there we have it, folks. The second of the 3 qualifying sessions. We see another bunch of drivers, 5 to be precise, being eliminated from this session, and will not be moving on to the third and final 12-minute session of qualifying. So we'll see the folks that will be moving on. Robbo getting the fastest lap, and a 1:15.7 there. And second place was Prodigy. Third was Tyler Chuckle. Fourth, Kayaks Gamer Chuck. Josh McGill, Matty Jones, Dan, and Bugatti Sullivan. So, and then in 11th, Phil Short Marcus, in 12th, Aki, in 13th, Teachman, in 14th, and Inexa in 15th, who will all be starting in their respective places come the race. So we had a message from Marcus shortly saying, oops, lost about 4/10 in Sector 1 with mistakes, then another couple of tenths in Sector 3, so that's out of qualifying. So, but then again, you could still win from, well, what was that, 12th place?
Yeah. So a few drivers already making their way out. Got to be a bit more hasty in this third part of qualifying. Get your banker in, and then just get yourself mentally prepared for that final lap.
Yep, so we're seeing Bugatti Sullivan, who's going to be the first one to start his lap. Looks of it up to now anyway. He is the first one out of his garage. So up to now, Robo's been the force to be reckoned with up to now.
Yeah, he certainly has been. He's got a few contenders who have just been behind him in qualifying so far. And just before this final stage of qualifying really gets underway, make sure also to check out the race highlights video from last night. It'll be the first one of the season. We're only starting from this week, so it'll be from round 3 onwards for the rest of the season. And there will be another one for this race tomorrow or the day after. So yeah, please check that out. If you didn't catch the full live stream, just want to catch the best bits, then have a look at that. We're having a look at Bugatti starting his first lap. He also set a pretty decent time in qualifying.
Yeah, I think he just managed to make it through by the skin of his teeth. And not from the last qualifying session, as he did finish 10th, just making it through. He's just coming through, sees that fire orange McLaren there.
Yeah, luckily he knew he was on a lap. I think potentially, yeah, he's got the Ferrari ahead of him, a Koix gamer, who gets out of the way nice and early. And I was going to say, for Koix wasn't on it there, I already thought of it. He should have stuck with him there, eh? Tried to get himself a bit of a toe to turn 1. Could make a big difference.
I think that's what he's doing now, is he? No, he's let him go a little.
Could try it in. Oh, his Bugatti got very out of shape through the final corner, only just kept it within track limits. The Alpine of Josh McGill comes across the line, sets provisional pole with a 1:17.777 for the car number 6. Chuckle with a... Did I say 1:15?
Well, you said 1:17.
Oh, 1:17. 1:15. As Proddy goes and does a really quick time with a 1:15.583. Matty Jones crosses the line with a 1:16.681. Tyler's on a lap. Koix Gamer is also on a lap, and he's got Bugatti ahead of him. He's going to do him the favour of getting out of the way. I don't think he is.
There we go, he's got it away now.
Oh, and he didn't like it. He made it very clear.
That would take a bit of Vettel Hamilton there at Baku.
Koix Gamer comes round the final corner and goes 5th. So he's not going to be best pleased as Robbo goes just that little bit faster in that 48 McLaren with a 1:15.511. Super close between the top 3. Tyler Jones has invalidated his lap.
Definitely. I mean, you've seen Robbo, he's went 2/10 quicker from Q1 to Q2 to Q3. Each time, each session has went on, he's went 2/10 quicker.
As we saw Tyler Jones there lead to a little bit of a burnout by the looks of things.
So they're saying Marcus Sharp saying he's not got the pace, but he's been struggling on this game so much. Points is the aim. Well, that's the best thing to do, is just be consistent.
Of course, with this league having points all the way down the field as well, so you do feel like you get something out of it. You certainly do. It's like I've been quite, I haven't played the game or the old F1 game for a while, so I've been out of it for a little while. I'm trying to get back to a pace where I used to be at. I always find it takes me a while in the new game to get used to it as well, so I'm just having that double problem. Well, I was really proud of my ninth place, yes, on Monday.
Oh yeah,
I thought it was a decent performance. Yeah, no, it was good. It was good. It was a good race, and hats off to Ginge as well for giving me the place back as well. I was in the chat with him, and I didn't say anything. I knew he'd done it by accident because it was only the tiniest little tap, but it just really unsettled the car.
Yeah.
It wasn't, but no, respect him for that. He did try to come back at the end, but which I expected him to do, of course. But
I did see that, and that was like it looked like he took blame straight away and just like, yeah, I kind of messed up there, and I'll just give you the place, and then battle you out for it in the final like half lap. But yeah, what was it like?
What, Qatar?
Like racing on it.
Tough.
Is it?
Yeah. It's tough. Track's not very wide.
You sound far away from your mic.
Oh, sorry, I moved my mic, didn't mean to. Yeah, is that better?
Yeah.
It's tough. Because the track's not very wide, so it feels a little bit like Silverstone, but much more narrow.
Because I'd watching it and then seeing just like, it just seemed like a bit of a roller coaster. Oh, seen Bugatti there, just going off the track there at turn 4 there. Well, one just knocked invalidate, fortunately enough. And somehow cuts a whole corner and doesn't invalidate.
Around the outside at turn 1 as well is definitely better. 100%. I did not like going up the inside. I thought I was always on the exit. I've just got so much more. It's one part of the track that's quite wide, actually. It's obviously done on purpose because it's turn 1, but I think it's a lot wider than other places. I also found, which I never really do on a lap, I got a bit disorientated. Because some of the corners are quite similar.
Yeah.
So I kind of lost myself a little bit a couple of times. Like, not fully, I didn't go the wrong way or anything. But like when I was going into the corner,
6 and 10.
Yeah, it's all very samey. The bit in the middle sector where you went through the the left-hander where you stick on the curb to swing it into the right where it's flat. That's fun. Like that bit of track's quite fun. Like getting that first bit, because it kind of reminds me a little bit of like Malaysia, but like a much quicker version with a tightening exit instead. A bit like Magny-Cours, I guess. But then it turns into a left-hander. Like, have you driven it much yet?
Not much. I mean,
I'm talking about the corners out of the hairpin. So when you come out of the hairpin, then do that next sequence.
Yeah.
That's the bit I'm talking about.
Yeah. I mean, it does look quite an interesting track to to race on. I mean, as I've not properly raced on it yet.
That was my first time. Yeah, that was my first time.
I think the only time I have done it is when we were doing just some piss about 5 laps.
It's a good track though. It is. It's a better qualifying track than it is a race track though. But I just wish. I just don't think in modern day Formula 1 DRS zone's enough.
Yeah.
I do think that little run from turn 3 to turn 4 could have a DRS zone, even though it's about the same size, I reckon, as this second or first DRS zone, actually. About the same. As we see Tyler Jones starting his first and final attempt, well, first lap time anyway, to get on the board, try and get on the board. He wasn't able to if he did the first time around. I can't recall if he did. So, got 9 of the 10 drivers. And I think Bugatti's coming back out again. Well, if he is, it's going to be too late now.
No, it doesn't appear to be. So if Tyler gets over, gets under a 116.7, then he'll be starting 10th.
Yeah, which I think he's definitely capable of doing as he makes his way through the second sector. His time up to now, all the way through, was 54 seconds. He makes his way through the penultimate corner, actually taking some of that curve that isn't really curve, almost looks like a drain as you go through the last two corners. A bit of a different type of curve as he makes his way through turn 10, goes fourth fastest, so he's at least going to be on the second row. Who's going to be up next as the checker flag has fallen? It's Robbo, who's on about a lap late. He's over a tenth up on his previous attempt, and blimey, doesn't that McLaren look like it's on rails at the moment as he goes through the penultimate corner, swings back left to turn right-handed through the final corner, keeps to the left towards the line, makes sure to take a bit of that curve, and goes even faster with a 1:15.1 as Proddy. Is he going to be able to respond? He's 2 tenths up so far. No, he stays on the front row, but he's in third as of now. Is Josh McGill going to be able to do anything about that lap time from Robbo? No, he goes third as well. Now stays third, sorry. Chuckle coming across the line, snatches that fourth place from Tyler. He's gone down to fifth. We've got the Ferrari of Chuck coming across the line there. And then his teammate, Coix Gamer, crossing the line to go fourth. Dan about to finish his final attempt, stays seventh, and then Matty Jones snatches that out of his grasp straight away. And that, I think, is the end of qualifying, and Robbo is on pole.
Yep, and certainly a really quick time between the Prodigy and Robbo. And it could all come down to the start, which one of these two is going to be able to get off the line the quickest. As we know, there's not very many overtaking opportunities at this track, so it could all just come down to pit stops and the race start, really. Now that qualifying is over, seeing Tyler just getting wheeled back into the garage. So, there we go, the end of the 12-minute qualifying session, the final of the three. Robbo getting that pole position for McLaren there with a 1:15.1, absolutely smashed that out of the bag. Prodigy is going to be sitting alongside him on the front row on row 2. Sitting third and fourth is Josh McGill and Coix Gamer on row 3. Chuckle and Tyler. 7th and 8th is Matty Jones and Dan, Chuck and Bagay Sloven in 9th and 10th. So, moving on to the race.
So, if you're enjoying this content this evening, please make sure to subscribe to the channel to 3 Days of Racing and at least 4 uploads a week with the moments of the week and 3 highlights videos. There's a 5th coming as well, which will be overtakes of the month. It will be 10 of those or 5, not too sure yet. And as we get into race proceedings, let's have a look at the tyres, shall we? It's the only way we can look at them at the moment until the formation lap glitch is back ready again. I'm not sure if we are going to retry it at any point soon, but the tyres at the moment, I know people have got a little wildly, so we have got a moment to talk about it. Looking very, very different at the moment between all the drivers.
Yeah, it was seen as
Is it
quite a
going to
lot
be?
of softs.
Is it going to be a 2-stop here?
I think it may be, but is it going to be quicker than a 1-stop?
That I can't tell you.
I think a 1-stop, possibly medium hard, could possibly beat a 2-stop, but just then again, with it being a bit harder to overtake here, so you could be a bit more cautious, I would say.
Yeah, so I don't know when the time is going to start. So what we're looking like, the front row wise, got mediums all the way back to 5th, and a couple of hards by the looks of things. 8th place of Dan's on the mediums as we're about to get underway. Yeah, and we've got 3, 4, 5 red lights. With Robbo on pole, and we're away for the Hungarian Grand Prix in the Wednesday's tier. And we've got a big crash already. Proddy is rounding into the wall on the start finish as we make our way down towards turn 1. Robbo looks like he's going to be able to hold the lead as we make our way through turn 1. Is the Alpine of Josh McGill, Cook's Gamer, and now we've got a bit of carnage. We may get a red flag potentially, but I think it's all right. But I'm not sure what happened with Proddy there. That was a little bit strange as we make our way towards turn 4. Pretty much going single file. Matty Jones is now round as well at the exit of turn 4. A lot of drivers being caught out here. The 2 Red Bulls fighting for that 13th place as we go into the chicane. As we've got the McLaren, the Mercedes, keep getting McLaren and Mercedes mixed up this evening. McLaren, the Mercedes and the Red Bull fighting for 12th place. Robbo is in the lead by just under a second now as we go on to the second lap. And his short Marcus Lee as well, sorry to cut you off. He started in 12th place. He's going to try and go at the inside for 5th place with no DRS, only the overtake button and the slipstream at his disposal, but he's been able to get up into 5th place already.
Yep, certainly well done to the Williams driver there. And up 7 places are making the most out of everyone else's mistakes and errors. A little bit of a glitch there on board with the times, but
I'm not sure I'm getting that actually.
It's between Chuckle and Quiet's Gamer. It says like minus 1 minute 17 seconds for Chuckle and plus 1 minute 19 seconds for Quiet's Gamer. So it is obviously. Prodigy nearly going right into the back of Chuck there, going into turn 12.
Yes, we've now got the DRS enabled on lap 3, and Robbo goes even faster with a 1:18.3. As Prodigy's around and out. There's a couple of an Alpha Tauri of
Big
fake scouts. We've got the virtual safety car. What is going on with Proddy this afternoon?
After such a brilliant qualifying, just keeps messing up. He's not able to keep it glued to the track anymore, unless you could be needing to go into the pits and get a new set of tyres with them spinning around and that. At the start it could have messed up his tyres.
Well, I think a lot of drivers are going to have appreciated this in some way. They're going to be able to recharge their batteries. There's a lot of drivers use them very quickly at the start, so it gives them a second lease of life in terms of getting their battery charged back up again. Not sure when we're going to get going. The drivers will get a little warning before we do. And it looks like we might be getting going anytime soon. DRS is enabled, so we're back racing again, and Josh McGill is within DRS range of the leader. Been able to charge up that battery a little bit. Of course, they've both been able to, so one's going to be able to use it to defend, the other to overtake, or potentially overtake as he's using it now. DRS wide open as we go towards turn 1. Looks to the right hand side, but further back, Quicks Gamer trying to go around the outside of that Alfa Romeo, tries to get the switcheroo at turn 2, but hasn't been able to do so just yet. He's going to have to do it on exit as they go side by side through turn switcheroo at turn 1, sorry, and they went through turn 2, now turn 3 side by side, but that Alfa Romeo of Chuckle able to hold on.
Yeah, I was just watching that battle there. Quite nicely done there. Nice defending there from Chuckle, knowing exactly where to have his car placed. We've seen Fake Scouser and Prodigy jump into the pits there for new wings, and Prodigy, of course, serving his 5-second time penalty. I think it was a 5-second time penalty, right? Nope, he's still got to serve that. I think he got the speed in the pit lane. But yeah.
We're just watching the leaders again, Lee. Come through turn 14. Josh McGill a lot closer this time than he was last time. Keep an eye on those drivers in the background as well, who are going to be trying to fight for position as we see Josh McGill move to the right, then back to the left to go around the outside. But Robbo holding on. Coits Gamer goes up the inside of the Alfa Romeo, and this time he gains the place. Is Josh McGill now trying to go the long way round at turn 2? Is he going to be able to hold on? We'll have the inside for turn 3. Moves up into first place.
Nicely done there from the Alpine driver. And also just noticed there in the background, Coits Gamer was getting, managed to get the place up on Chuckle there. He did a DRS, so nicely done there from the Ferrari man there. And Nix is still sitting pretty behind the McLaren of Lee.
And Proddy now going to get past Fake Scousers. They make contact with each other actually. So they go through turn 1, fighting for the penultimate place in the field. But Proddy moves up into 18th place. And as they're going through turn 2, the leaders are now going through turn 14, and Josh McGill quickly on the defensive. But of course, in F1 23, getting on those marbles isn't going to hand you in good stead as you hit the anchors. And he's been able to hold on, but Robbo got another attempt now with that DRS. Is he going to try and go on the inside or the outside? Tries to dummy the inside. Then tries to go on the outside, as we see them appear on the exit. Josh McGill staying in the lead.
I think pressure might be getting a little to Josh. He's getting a little bit shaky there. Coming through turn 2, so he's just never got the angle quite right. But he still manages to fend off the battle on McLaren just behind him.
Yeah, of course, because this 3-car train is still battling. Coits Gamer hasn't been able to get away from Chuckle as of yet, so they're not able to gain on the drivers ahead of them because they're all battling. The 2 drivers in the lead are battling for the lead. And so it's a bit of a stalemate with that just over a 2-second gap between second and third. Back on to the start-finish straight again. DRS open once again for Robbo and the drivers behind them as well. So is Robbo going to have another go? Another attempt at the lead. He's going to wait just a little while. He's got a DRS. He's got the DRS once again as we make our way through this corner as Coits Gamer goes up the inside of Chuckle. Oh, sorry, Chuckle actually was trying to go up the inside and then now trying to go around the outside, but the grip not there for him and has to hold station.
Yeah, we're getting a little bit out of shape also. This is exit turn 3. end up off the track a little. Yeah, quite a game. I'm managing to fend off Chuckle for that third position there quite nicely. See, Teachman he's got two horses in his sights and it looks like he's going for a move and there's contact at turn 7 between Phil and Teachman. Phil didn't expect Teachman to go for the move there, and yeah, so that happened.
As Prodigy has decided to retire on lap 7. And now, going back to the leaders, just missed it as Robbo went up the inside. There's the retired car of Proddy as Robbo goes back up the inside, tries to squeeze that Alpine a little bit, and now through turn 3, and he's back into the lead.
So done there, seen Chuckle are going quite off track again at the exit of turn 3, so that's 2 laps in a row. Went off track a little at turn 3. Whether he'll be having some problems there or not, I'm sure.
There's Josh McGill and Robbo. Might have to keep an eye on it. I went down the field a little bit, but these two getting very feisty in these opening laps. But then, of course, it's going to give Robbo that DRS once again, and as he's tucks behind that Alpine rear wing, which is much more stable in the game than it is in real life. And as Josh McGill again gets on those marbles, gets to the inside, tries to break the toe a little bit, as Robbo looks and tucks back in. Is Bugatti here going to go for a move round the outside at turn number 1? I don't think he had the momentum to do that. Safety car deployed. That's Chuckle into the wall. This is going to... Oh, what do people do now?
Well, no one could pat. The only one that could pat right now is the Red Bull of Mr. GFX. So he's in. I think he'll most likely be going on the hards.
Do we not reckon the drivers on medium tyres might not go on the hards now? You know, risk it a little bit for a chocolate biscuit, you know.
I mean, if they've got a fresh set of softs in. Hey ho, we're just gonna have to see what's gonna be happening.
Alfa Romeo drivers swap position there.
We've seen that.
To be fair, Chuckle has got no front wing.
Yeah. So
Is Aki pitting? He is, so Chuckle, fair play. And then as well, Lee, using that tactic, which I don't like in real Formula 1. But is Teachman going to do a Lee special here? Lee has done this. And he just gets on the gas there, thinking that... Oh, that was so enticing. That was so enticing. Is that going to hold Chuckle up? A little bit, yeah. It still did hold him up a little bit. He's going to fall right down to the back now. After that, the front two pit Lee for hard tyres, like I said.
It's Koyak's game are going opposite, going on another set of mediums, so he's going to be having to do another
stays out.
Stop. Oh, same with the Cameron Sims. But yeah, that's quite a surprising one that INX is staying out on them old softs.
Yeah, mediums, I get it. Softs, I don't.
Yeah.
I get it for the mediums if you want the track position.
Yeah, true, but
because you never know, there could be a VSC or a safety car again in about 5 laps time, and then there you go.
well, are we going to see this in this lap? I don't think so. I think it's going to be another lap.
And can you just take over for a second there? I need to get myself a drink.
Yeah, you get it. So, I've just seen Fake Scouser and Mr. GFX coming around turn 11 there. Well, GFX lad was on them fresh soft. So we're going to be doing just one more lap here. But we're seeing Lee jumping into the pits now after doing it in like a lap and a half. So he's going to be moving right down to the back of the grid. Of course, him and Cameron Sims both. Inex is still not boxed yet, so that is interesting. So he's going to be out on these 10 lap old softs. How is he going to still have the grip? Yeah. So we'll just see how things are going to be going and how long he's able to take them into the race. So we've seen the front two on the hard compound tyres, and Koyak's Gamer, the Ferrari in third on the mediums. Inex is on the old soft compound tyres. How long are they going to be able to last? I'm not sure. They're going to have many laps left in them. And then Sean Marcus and Tyler on the mediums. And we're seeing 3 people on the hards. So should see the notice coming up from the race control right now saying the safety car is in this lap, and it's going to be the Alpine of Josh McGill who's going to be getting this underway. See him just going a little bit off track there, trying to keep his tyres up to temperature. He's going awfully slow, letting that safety car just pull away enough to just keep it nice and steady. We've seen Dan and the guy slow and they're swapping places. This is how slow George McGill is going right now. He's just making sure the Gary munching crisps, Joe.
I'm not munching crisps.
Josh McGill managing to get this underway again. Moving over to the right there to block the slipstream.
Oh, short Marcus.
Short Marcus and Inex are managing to make advantage of Inex being on them old soft tyres. We'll be able to see him just going backwards by the looks of things. But then again, Short Marcus gets a poor exit out with turn 1, and Inex manages to reclaim that 4th position. So, but then again, Short Marcus is coming back at him on the outside of turn 4. Ballsy attempt there from the Williams driver, and he manages to make the move stack. Nicely done there from Short Marcus.
What a move! What a move from the Monday commentator. Fair play. Round of applause. That was that. Don't want to jinx it. That could be in a certain video by the end of the week.
Oh, we've seen Tyler there. He's just getting held up completely there from Inexa. Now he's just said, screw it, I'm going to lick the stamp and send it right up the inside of Inexa, going around turn 12, and we've seen a virtual safety car already. So who is that? That is Mr. GFX lad. I think that was on the exit of turn 11.
Inexa's not coming in again.
Is this guy on like illegal narcotics? How could they still? How could they still be on then 12 lap old softs. Oh, Mr. GFX had to return in the pit lane. So obviously Inexa knows something that we don't, but we'll see how it's going to pan out for them in the coming laps. Seeing that guys gamers wanting to keep a close eye on them two in front. See, we'll have the tyre superiority over Josh McGill and Robbo in these first few stages of the stint. As we've been on the medium compound tyre, and we've seen that virtual safety car is away now. Ooh, Calvin Simpson's a drive-through penalty for speeding under the VSC. You've seen Dantan actually got past Bugatti there. Nicely done there.
So a lot of these drivers are on hard tyres, aren't they? That have just put them on. So
Yeah.
they're going to not like these VSCs. We've got DRS back enabled, of course, because it's been 2 laps after the safety car. We have the VSC between them, and that doesn't inflict on that rule.
So right, Dan with one overtaken Inexa, and is Bugatti going to be having a look? He's having a wee peek down the inside at turn 1. He knows Inexa's just holding people up there, and he's having a dive down the inside of turn 2 there. Inexa's on the outside, and they're going to be going side by side around turn 3 again. Oh, Inexa getting a little bit cheeky there. And now this is going to...
Oh, it's carnage! It's absolute carnage. Bugatti's around. Loads of them around.
And now that's got to be a safety car.
A red flag, surely.
How many people there got
wow.
damaged? So that was all from Inexa at turn 3, just pushing... Who was it even? Was it Bugatti? Yeah, Bugatti. They two were battling out there.
Maybe you can go looking back on the stream, maybe our action replay, but more like a radio show. Chuck, into the pits. I have absolutely no idea what happened. It was bizarre.
Let's hear that in super slow-mo. So Inexa in turn 3 got just that little bit too much on the curb at the apex, and then bumped into Bugatti. That sent Bugatti a little bit off track, and then allowed Aki up the right hand side. And then Tiedemann was going up the left hand side to both. And then it was just like a pinball effect from there between Aki and Tiedemann. And Chuck just went right on into him. And then, of course, the rest of them.
Yeah, it's been pretty bonkers up to now, to be honest, as we go through the final corner with the top 3. As the McLaren now looking to the inside. Oh, that got very, very close. It got too close, actually. And I'm not sure who was at fault there, Lee. From the off-board shot, it didn't look... But is it a full moon this evening? It just seems very unlike RTG, this race.
Yeah, well, this is what racing's all about. Just got to go at it. Let me have a wee quick action replay look at that, because I did just miss it. Ooh. Yeah, looked like Robo just got that little bit on the brakes. Oh, Short Marcus is right on the tail of Josh McGill now. Josh McGill's went and fell out of the DRS range.
He certainly has. He certainly has. So his Coit's now on the medium tyres as well. Is he going to try and attempt an overtake? He needs to. More the case. And short Marcus as well, thinking, well, that third place is going to be mine, my friends. And he moves up the inside, up into third place. We'll have that DRS once again, as we said in the qualifying part of the stream. And he's able just to pull a bit more of a gap. Jackal getting past fake Scouser there. And Berzé once again getting that DRS and being able to pull a bit of a gap.
Yep, nicely done there. So, let's see, the closest battles really is the battle for third and first at the moment.
And as we're at half distance in this race, Lee, up to now, it's been a very entertaining Hungarian Grand Prix.
Oh yeah, certainly. There's been quite a few throws and spills up to now. Seen a few people getting a little bit touchy with each other, so to speak. So, Clerk's falling out of that DRS zone.
But Josh McGill hasn't, and he goes up the inside. Whoa, that was close. As they now make their way through turn one, as I said, elbows out. Everyone's got that heat under the collar, and Josh McGill tries to go around the outside. Short Marcus, though, holding on, tries to squeeze him right out to the curb, and he holds on to third place. But that was amazing. That was right on the limit, but I think it was just fair. Josh had a bit of a wiggle into turn one. I think Short Marcus moved slightly late, and it just unsighted Josh McGill. But for now, he's been able to hold on. But I feel like this fight is going to get, as you like to call it, Lee, more spicy.
Yeah, seeing Teachman, I was just getting on the tailpipes of Dan. Could see him going to make a move going into turn one in just a few short moments for that sixth position. He is on the superior tyres for now. That is going to have to try and make a bit of a gap. We'll have a wee quick look and we'll see. Josh McGill getting all the types of area there coming out the final corner. Perhaps too much power there.
Wasn't close enough this time around, as Tyler John just starting to creep in and trying to get into the DRS zone of Josh McGill, which will cause him problems. And I'm sure, because they've been having such a feisty battle, Lee, I'm sure he's probably not been looking in his mirrors very much and noticing that Tyler's catching up.
Yeah, I mean, it's one thing you've always got to be prepared for is someone just sneaking up on you while you are battling with someone else. Seen it happen just, I think it was just earlier on in Qatar, just a couple of people battling it out, and then up the side it's just someone else taking advantage of both of them and gaining two places.
Lee is out, and that's the safety car.
Safety car? Just on the exit, the chicane at turn 7 there, so go up to the front here and we're seeing Robbo into the pits.
I'm not surprised.
Koyaks, Marcus, Josh.
Is Josh McGill going to go for an overtake here, Lee? He thought about it a couple of times.
Chicken. You've always got to go for it, man. It's racing. Aki stays out.
Where's that going to put him? It's not going to put him in the lead. I think he's going to put him, all the way up into second. That's interesting. That's changed things.
It certainly has.
Do Coix need a wing change or something? He's so far behind.
I'm not sure, but Short Marcus is on 9-lap-old mediums. I think there's been an error.
The other thing, Lee,
What?
8 different teams in the top 8.
Oh. Nice.
Makes for an interesting constructors fight.
Definitely.
I'm sure we'll have another lap after this one. Still got Matty Jones just making his way out of the pits. We've had 3 retirees from this race now. Had no safety cars on Monday, Lee. We're making up for it tonight.
Yeah, it seems to be.
It's all about that balance, my friend.
Yep. So we've only got about 15 laps left in this Grand Prix.
We'll get started again on lap 22, I'm guessing. I'm sure that Matty Jones will catch up by the end of the next lap. As Short Marcus now pits. Strange, he gained all those places at the start. He started in 12th, has moved up, and now falls back. Potentially, I think he's going to come out in 13th actually, on a fresh set of softs.
Yeah, well, he did make that error of going on them mediums by accident and the old set, the 9-lap-old.
Yeah.
So he's going to have to try and make do with what he can at the moment.
But I think with what Inexa did earlier on in the race, I'm sure if these are new tyres as well, so they will last to the end, I'm sure of it.
Oh yeah, definitely, they will last to the end.
But he's got to make good in those first 2 or 3 laps, or to flip the coin, he's got to be more careful in these first few laps to have a bit of grit left for the end.
Yeah, I mean, ideally I would say the people that have got the fresh mediums on have got the prime tyre on, I would say, is
for this stint.
Soft are probably going to fall off a bit too quick.
And we're not seeing today, are we, that it's very hard to overtake at the moment?
No, I've seen quite a few overtakes. We've just now seen the safety car just go away off into the distance. We're going to see Robbo, who's going to be taking us away again.
So, as the safety car is just about to peel into the pits, I think it was Josh McGill last time around who started the safety car. It's Robbo this time around. Josh came out of turn 14 and hit the hammer, and before the final corner, Rob has decided to floor it, and we go on to lap 22 and actually caught Aki off guard, who is on the old tyre, and Coits came. It looks like he's going to try and eat him up here into turn 1. Up the inside he goes, going to try and run him out wide, gets the better exit, but that Alpine of Josh McGill has got the fire in his belly at the moment after losing places after that incident in turn 1 with Robbo, and he gets past Aki and moves up into 3rd place.
Yeah, certainly excellent battle there from the pair of them. Oh, who's this? Short Marcus managing to make it past the fake scouter there. And now he's going to have Inexa up next in the Red Bull. We've seen Dan.
Oh, and then we've got the McLaren as well involved. Chuckle as well as they go side by side through the S section into turn 11. And that was great, side by side through turn 9 as we go down towards turn 12. And as we're in turn 12, Aki is now around This is a very peculiar race. I've not seen a race like this for a very long time as he gets back on the circuit.
Is Teachman round as well? I think he was.
Yeah, he's most certainly been elbows out. As we see a change between Coix and Josh McGill towards the front as we go a bit further back. We got 3 wide into turn 1. There's 4 of them fighting for that fifth place. As they go down towards turn 2, there's still 3 wide, and we've got the Alfa Romeo of Chuck going up the inside. We've got the short markers around the outside there, going up into 6th place, and Bugatti falls down to 8th.
I'm just speechless right now. Short Marcus, he's driving angry right now. He's determined to make up as much pace as he can.
Yeah.
He's only got about 12 laps left to do it.
He certainly has. He's, with the pace he's got at the moment, he's not too far away from the lead, really. He's now hustling and bustling through the middle sector. Is he going to have a go here into turn 12? No, he knows he's got turn 1 coming up very shortly. Is Bugatti, yeah.
Got any fake skills at the bottom? Oh, top 12 there. No, I'll be due to Bugatti having them.
Oh, Zaki's round at the penultimate corner.
So looking to the right hand side of his teammate Bugatti Slovan, and just behind in the distance seen Tidgman and Nexa.
Yeah.
Swapping places as well. Is Tidgman going to look at the inside of Bugatti there?
Oh, he might go for it now around the outside of Bugatti. Going to try and hold on. Got the medium tyres. Wow, around the outside he goes up into 10th place.
Nicely done there from McLaren driver there. Making full use of them yellow walled Pirellis there, seeing a 3-second time penalty for Nexa there. Oh, and he's getting a bit out of shape and getting off the track. That's allowing a Ferrari of Chuck to get past him and get up into 12th position.
Oh, I got the glitch now again on some of the cars. It's horrible, horrible, horrible. Apologies for the audio sound. Hopefully F123 EA will fix it as Teachman is prepping, by the looks of things, for another overtake. Robbo is now 3 seconds in the lead. And we go back towards the front. Short markers now trying to make quick work of Dan. Goes up the inside, gets onto those marbles though, but he has the better tyres, moves back to the racing line. And we'll have the DRS once again to hunt down Tyler in 4th place.
Yeah, he's only 1.4 seconds off, so he's all he's going to have to do is gain just about 4/10, which he's almost done already in just sector 1 alone.
Yeah, he's looking. Actually, it's actually been looking like a good race tyre, this soft tyre.
Yeah, it has been for quite a weird one, to be honest, but we're seeing it working quite effectively here, especially in these closing moments. We'll just keep an eye on that gap for now. Oh, Chuck and Bugatti still quite close there for that 10th place. We're seeing it battle for 12th right now.
Oh, yeah, I was just still keeping an eye on Short Marcus, who just missed out on the DRS there. We've got a battle for 10th as well, Liz. Chuck trying to regain some places, goes up the inside of the Haas. Further back, Matty Jones going around the outside at turn 1 on the softer tyres of the two, so more than likely going to do it, and has done.
It looks like Nexa could be going for the move down the inside at turn 2 on Bugatti. And he does, nicely done there, but he goes off the track just a little at the exit at turn 3. Aki getting a 5-second time penalty, sorry, for speeding the pit line, so that's going to be added to his time at the end of the race. Seeing Robo, he's got that gap opened up to 4.4 seconds. Josh McGill caught out his gamers just over 2 seconds, same as Tyler.
And Short Marcus, yeah. Short Marcus has got within DRS once again, and of course he's going to have 2 DRS zones to close that gap. He's probably only got a few more laps where that tyre is going to still be in quite good condition. As behind them, seeing the Mercedes of Dan moving to the inside there. We've got a yellow flag, we've got a VSC.
Oh.
Now that is actually going to have done Short Marcus a real big favour there.
I would say so.
Means his tyres can just cool down a little bit. It's going to have a little bit more life left. We're probably going to do 3/4 of a lap under this VSC. It's usually the amount of time. Gets that battery charged up again.
He's trying his hardest to try and get as much into that battery as possible, so he could get feisty again and try and get up on that podium. And I think it was just a way to get ready to get started again.
Phil is out and is now checked out of this session. I think we'll get going about here. It's funny enough, this is where it happened last time, was about here, but as you say, Lee, he's really trying to get some battery back and just revving it high and getting and just keeping his foot on the brake, just trying to get as much kinetic energy. And I think this is looking good for Short Marcus actually, Lee, as well, because if we get going now, he's going to have the DRS. And we wait. They don't know when it's going to happen as we get racing again. And
Short Marcus just mistimed it there on the brakes just that little bit there. Seen Dan jumping into the pits now for a fresh set of softs. That's going to drop him right down the order.
But maybe he knows. Maybe he's listening to us, and he's heard how good Short Marcus has done, and he's got less. Yes, he's got less laps to do it in, but he can be pretty much as aggressive as he wants now for the rest of the race.
Yeah, true that. Seeing a comment coming in there saying from Paul Jones Jr. saying, yes, lad, gutted I couldn't race, internet issues. Understandable, been there myself. And
been there? He's still there, aren't he?
Robo Reserve, you know.
I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure.
But yeah, so we're seeing Short Marcus is in that gap now.
Let me have a look and see if Robo is a reserve.
Oh.
Yeah, go on.
Oh, just seen yellow flag there in sector 2 there. I was just wondering.
Yeah, he is. He is a reserve, so technically Josh McGill will win the race, but on stream we don't say that.
Now, Tyler's managed to get quite a lot of straight line speed out of that Alpha Tauri for now. As it seems that Short Marcus is managing to gain up in like the middle sector. But he's not able to make it work in a straight line.
So it's after the safety car actually, VSC, it's sort of calmed down somewhat. Short Marcus still behind Tyler. Still got pretty much all the battery that he saved up under that VSC.
Come on, do it. For it.
As he makes his way around the final corner. This time he's looking like he's more likely going to do it, Lee, as he now goes Up the inside, they bang wheels as they go through into turn 1. Maybe braked a little bit too late there, short Marcus, but still got the grip in those soft tyres as he's holding it on the inside, running Tyler out wide to not be able to get the line on the outside of turn 2.
Nicely done there from Sean Marcus. Well said, that was excellent. Just forcing his way through to the inside there. Yeah, so him moving up into that 4th position. He's got 4 seconds to Koyak's Gamer, who's on the hard compound tyre. I don't think he's going to be able to do it in order to get that podium, unless Koyak gets a 3-second time penalty.
But as I did find out this week, admittedly, guys, so apologies for not knowing this before. One, didn't try to find out, nor was told, so but apologies. But of course, Lee, because Robbo is a reserve, he isn't actually technically going to win. The rule is an RTG. Second place moves up to first after the reserve specification. So with their specifications on reserves, so short Marcus would actually finish in 3rd as it stands.
Oh, cool. Never knew that.
No, nor did I until Monday, admittedly. So we'll know that from now on. We'll work out if the reserve, there's a reserve in the top 3. So really, yeah, on track. Is fighting for 4th place, but really it's going to be 3rd place. Of course, Robbo on track will take the win, and by my stats anyway, he would have won the race because he did. But in points wise from next week, Josh McGill technically did win the race. Always conflicted on that. I remember when we had our own league, we used to kind of talk about that a lot, didn't we? About reserves winning. Do they get the points? Do the team get it? Do they get, like, you know, do you remove them and then move everyone up a place? Yeah.
Yeah, I do remember we having quite a few discussions on that.
Heated sometimes as well.
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, but we've seen short Marcus, he's managing to get that gap opened up a bit, but not enough to get to let Tyler drop out the DRS window. You see how he gains about 3/10 there on just that start finish straight alone with the aid of the DRS. So it just goes to show how powerful that rear flap, the rear wing opening.
So I've noticed as well, Lee, with this sound glitch, it doesn't stay there constantly. It comes and goes.
Yeah.
Like right now, it's horrendous. I don't know if it's horrendous for you.
No, it's fine for me.
Oh no, it's horrendous. It's the worst it's ever been. You can barely actually hear me. It's almost like my headphones are broken, so apologies for that. We'll try and keep it off board, actually, just so the sound isn't so bad. EA, sort your game out. Says every year. Can we please get a game that somewhat works properly? As Short Marcus now is got out of that DRS range.
Now he's 3.9 to Koya's Gamer on the hard just ahead. He's not going to be able to close that gap, so he's going to have to settle for where he is on track right now. All the battle that we could see happening right now is done with the Ferrari of Chuck battling out for 9th place.
Yeah, sorry, it's so hard to concentrate with the that audio. It's horrendous. It's horrendous. I can't even go on board with people now. It's insane. Yeah, that gap is increased. I'll tell you what, actually, wait there, I think I've got a way I can solve this. Give me a second. Oh, that's a bit better. So our audio might be a bit louder now, but I've tried to do it to drown out the. Oh yeah, that's better. Drown out the sound just for this race at the end of the race. It's actually got better again now.
Oh, what have we done?
Made the party audio more towards the voice than the audio on stream.
Ah.
Yeah. So yeah, the battle for 9th place. Really, that's all we've got left with just under 2 laps to go. And with just under 2 laps to go, Lee, driver of the day for me is Short Marcus today. It's been phenomenal.
Yeah. I would say so myself.
So that will be our driver of the day, Short Marcus. From next week as well, just to give everyone some time and a bit of notice, we'll be starting the driver interviews for the top 3. If we can't get a top 3 for whatever reason, there might be a default to a driver of the day, potentially. That might be a good one if we see we can still get 3. But yeah, that will be from next week. As we go on to the final lap, now Robbo and Josh had a very, very good battle in the first sort of third half of this race. Obviously, Josh did get a bit of a tap, I think, from Robbo in turn 1, and that's why he's so far back now after making his way back through the field after safety cars and VSCs and what have you.
So right, Dan could be looking for a move up into 8th place on Fake Scouser here. He's got right on the tailcoats of that Alpha Tauri on the exit of turn 1. He could be looking for a move onto turn 2. It's going to be breaking letter. No, he isn't. So I was thinking he was going to have that extra grip going into turn 2 and actually go for the position, but not having the battery. He's kind of used up all of his battery, so it's an all or nothing sort of battle to the end right now between the two of them for this 8th position.
Yeah, so very close indeed. I think Short Marcus is going to have that 3rd place, but Robbo wins the Hungarian Grand Prix on the road. A fantastic performance from him. Josh McGill comes home in 2nd place. Coix Gamer in 3rd, but obviously we'll move up to 2nd. Josh McGill will win on the point standing. Stats-wise, Robbo wins, but Tyler Jones then comes home in 5th place, followed by Chuck all in 6th. We've still got this very close battle for 9th place going on as we make our way around the final corner. Teach crosses the line in 7th and 8th for Fake Scout. 9th for Dan. Chuck finishes in 10th, 11th for Matty Jones. And then the rest of the drivers are after that. But we've had 3 races so far, Lee, and 3 different winners.
So quite a bit of variety there in terms of people on the top step of the podium. So we go, that's the final driver just crossing the line now, Pagani Slovan. So there we go, even EA calls it Short Marcus driver of the day. So we'll have a wee look at the finishing order for the Hungarian Grand Prix here in Wednesday, here in this season 12. We've got Robbo, who qualified on pole, got the fastest lap time and came first. Nicely done there from the McLaren driver. Josh McGill coming home in 2nd. Coix Gamer was 3rd. Short Marcus in 4th, earning that driver of the day. Tyler in 5th, Chuckle in 6th, Cheat Deejman in 7th, Fake Scouser in 8th, Dandan in 9th, Chuck was in 10th, 11th was Matty Jones, I Nix was 12th, Cameron Sims was in 13th, 14th was Bugatti Sloven, and Aki was 15th. We had Phil Lee, Mr. GFX Lad, and Prodigy all did not finish the Grand Prix. So, moving on.
And yeah, talking about moving on, we've got our race tomorrow night in China, and then next week in the Wednesday tier we will have Spa. Yeah, so exactly the same calendar as what we've had for real life, just a week late. So yeah, after the Belgian Grand Prix this weekend in real life, we'll have the Belgian Grand Prix in RTG. So make sure to come back to us next Wednesday, but before then, make sure to be back live with us tomorrow night for the Chinese Grand Prix. I'm looking forward to that one, actually. I do like a Chinese Grand Prix. And yeah, and before then, you should have the highlights from this race. I've got so many to choose from after that. That was a great one. So make sure to be back tomorrow, same place, same time, 8 o'clock. Please make sure to like the video. Please smash the like button, guys, whoever's listening from the league. Really appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and share the video with your friends who like league races. So it's goodbye from me and from Lee.
Peace out.